So you're in Sao Paulo and you're eyeing a prime piece of real estate. The agent asks you for your CPF and you say, huh? CPF what? And then the agent just stares at you kind of like this. I've been there, done that. I learned the hard way so you don't have to. By the end of this video, you'll be teaching other entrepreneurs like yourself on how to get a CPF here in Brazil. Let's get started. One of the things that trips up a lot of foreigners trying to do business here in Brazil is getting a CPF. Now, you might be wondering, what the heck is a CPF? Well, it stands for Cadastro de Pessoas Físicas, which is basically just a fancy way of saying taxpayer ID. Think of it as Brazil's version of a social security number. However, you should know that having a CPF does not make you a tax resident. So, do you really need a CPF? Here's the thing. You need this number for pretty much anything involving money here in Brazil. Buying a house or a plane? You need a CPF. Want to invest in the stock market? CPF. Opening a bank account? You guessed it, CPF. But here's some good news. You can get a CPF without ever visiting Brazil. I know it sounds too good to be true, but I promise it's legit. And that's because the Brazilian government made it that way. You see, according to Brazilian federal law, anyone on planet Earth can get a CPF. And the way the law is written, you could even argue that anyone not on planet Earth could get one too. E.T. with a tax ID. Think about that. So, how do you do it? Well, it's not exactly a walk in the park, but it's doable. Here's the process. First, you'll need to go to the Brazilian Revenue Service website, or what we call here in Brazil, the Receita Federal. And don't worry, I'll put a link in the description below. Once you're there, you just fill out an online form. Again, all of this is in Portuguese. Save the form it generates because you'll need it later. Next, you'll need to send that form along with a copy of your ID and a selfie to the email address they provide. Now, if you're not in Brazil, there's an extra step. You'll need to contact the Brazilian embassy or consulate in your country. And yes, you'll have to go there in person. I know it's a pain, but trust me, it's worth it. Now, if you're already in Brazil, the process is a little bit different. You'll still start online, but then you'll need to take your documents to Correios, which is the local postal service, for them to register you and give you your brand new spanking CPF. Now, let's talk about the documents you'll need. If you're over 16, you'll need to show an official ID that shows your nationality. You'll need to have your parents' name, present your place of birth and date of birth. If you're under 16, you'll need the same, plus an ID from one of your parents or guardians. One more thing, the Brazilian government loves their paperwork. So don't be surprised if they ask for more documents. Now, I know all of this sounds like a headache, but once you have your CPF, you'll be able to do so much more in Brazil. The CPF really is the golden key to open everything for you here in Brazil. In my next video, I'll show you how to use your shiny new CPF to set up a company in Brazil. I'll go over everything from picking the right business structure to dealing with local partners and figuring out your taxes, especially taxes, because choosing the right tax structure is a matter of life or death for your business here in Brazil. And no, I'm not exaggerating, because thousands of businesses here in Brazil die needlessly every year. If they had only just chosen the right tax structure from the get-go, would never have happened. So, if you're serious about doing business in Brazil, hit the subscribe button. Trust me, you won't want to miss it.